Hello and welcome to my Farsi class. Today we are going to learn 4 more letters of the Persian alphabet. Now, you're going to see that these letters look a little bit different from whatever we have learned so far, but don't worry. I'm here to teach you how to write and how to read them. Okay, the first letter is Sad, as you can see. The second one is Zad. The third one is Ta. And the last one is Za. Now, we're going to learn how to write and how to use each of these letters in words. Now, I'm going also to write the English equivalents for each. As you can see, we have another version of S, 2 versions of Z, and another version of T. Okay, so the first one, Sad, as you can see, it's written in one stroke, same way, Zad, with 1 dot on top. Then we have Ta and Za, with 1 dot on top. Okay. Now let's get into a more detailed approach with these letters. So, starting with Sad, you can see that it's written in its complete form, and if it's the small letter Sad, you can see that there is no belly. So we are cutting the belly and then we're just leaving the head. Same happens to Zad, the complete form and the small form. With Ta, interestingly enough, there is no difference between the complete and the small versions, and the same applies to Za. Okay, so here I'm just writing the name of each of these letters in Farsi so you can see actually how they are pronounced. Sad, Zad, Ta, Za. Okay, now we're going to practice these letters in words. Here we have Sad, complete version and small version. Remember the letter is Sad, but the sound is S, like any other S in English. So here we have a Persian word, Sabr. Sabr. You remember the other 2 letters, Be and Re, from the previous videos. And here we have A, the sound, short vowel A on top of Sad, which will make it sound as Sa, Sabr. Now, Sabr is an actual word, it means patience in Farsi. Sabr. Probably you have heard it in phrases or actually in sentences like Sabr kon, be patient, but in reality it's wait. Okay, so now we're going to see how we can read the letter Zad in a word. Okay, so now this letter honestly is not that common. You wouldn't see it frequently in Persian words. It's one of the less common versions of Z we have in Farsi. The way it's written, remember, 1 stroke, then 1 dot on top. So here we have a word, zapt. Now, in fact, in this word, I have used both Zad and Ta, but well, we're going to concentrate on Zad, which is the first letter. Zapt. Remember, the second letter here is Be. From the previous video, you can identify that. Now, zapt actually can refer to the action of recording something or to the device, the recorder, zapt. Now, you can see that the first letter Zod has appeared in the small form because it's at the beginning of a word. So the complete form usually appears at the end of a word. Okay, now we're going to get to the other pair, which will be ta and za. Again, with these two letters, they are not common as much as, for example, the other version of T that you learned in the previous video. This one, ta, is the less frequent version of T, but you will see it in some words. So remember that in Persian alphabet we have letters which sound exactly the same, but they are used in different words, and it's just a matter of memorizing which letter appears in what word. So again, if you go back to the word zapped, here you see that at the end of this word, the letter ta has appeared. As you can see, it's written in 2 strokes. And again, we have the word zapped. Remember that Persian words are written and are read from right to left, whereas English and Latin languages left to right. Okay, now interestingly enough, this letter ta can also appear at the beginning of a word. So but you can see that there is no change, like it's really the same. The complete version and the small version would be written the same way. You don't have to chop anything or cut any part of the word in order to attach it to the next letter. So the reason is because the letter ta, as you can see, actually it has already an extra line which can connect it to the next letter, so we don't have to really change it in order to connect it to anything. So now we're going to deal with the letter za, written exactly the same way as ta, but this time we put 1 dot on top. And it's not really common for you to see this letter in many words. Here we have the word nazm, which means order or discipline. Remember the first letter, na, a, and then the second letter here is za. The last letter is m actually, and you have not learned it so far, but we will learn it soon in another video. So the word is pronounced one more time, nazm. So far you have learned basically 4 versions of Z in Farsi. If you review the previous videos, you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, one more time, we are reviewing whatever we learned today. Zod, which is the equivalent of S, Zod equivalent of Z, Ta equivalent of T, and Za another equivalent of Z in English. Either case, thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for more videos. I'm making more alphabet videos.